Alfred.
Content.
Fear. Can't.
Trust.
Hey folks, back in the garden. Okay, so I'm gonna trim some stuff here. This Genovese basil is, see, the leaves are really big up on top here, and you know they're ready to go. And what they're doing is they're actually blocking the light from the ones like right underneath. So we're gonna take off a couple of little leaves from the top here. And this is Genovese basil, which is really, really good basil. I don't know if you guys use that, but if you make you know, tomato sauce, or if you like a Capri salad, you know, when you take the fresh tomatoes and some mozzarella, and you know, you put a little maybe balsamic vinegar on it, or a reduced balsamic vinegar. A lot of people like that. Okay, so I got 4 nice big leaves here that I just cut off. These are nice leaves. Like, this is like enough to make like a nice sauce. They're decent sized leaves, and they smell really good. So now by doing that, all the light now is going to hit these bottom parts. But I also see down here there's a couple other big leaves. So like now these two sprouters here, these leaves will turn into nice big ones like the ones before. But they had leaves covering them, so they couldn't they weren't getting any light at all. So I'm gonna snip one here, and I'm gonna snip this one here. There's like one bug that's in here. It's like some kind of like a really, really miniature. It's like a fly or something. There's like one of them, and it's like the thing is like super smart. And I don't even know how it's still alive, but like it like eats these plants or something. I don't know what it's doing. It's such a small thing. I mean, I can't even see it. So it's not like something that's going to hurt anything. So I don't bother with it. But it literally like hides when I come here, and then it goes back. I don't know what it is. It's really weird. I think maybe it's even good for the plants. You know, it's like being out in the wild. So I got two little leaves here, and I'm going to cut a couple more. This one here looks a little big. I'm just trying to get it right at the very end of the stem. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to, there's a lot of other stuff going on here, little leaves growing, stems and stuff. I don't want to mess with that. I just want to get the leaf, and that's all. So I'm going to cut the leaf at the very end of the stem. You know what I mean? I'm not going to like, you know, I'm going to try to do that the best that I can. All right, so we're just about done here with the basil. There's a big leaf down here at the bottom. It's a baby big leaf. I'm going to take that sucker off. And over here, I think there's something too. I'm going to take this one off too. No, I'm not going to mess with that one yet because it's, I can't mess with that one yet. I'm going to take a couple of this little piece off of this small one here. Only because, you know what, I'll let that one go the rest. I just don't want anything that's going to block the light on all the new growth, because it's all about the next time out, you know. The leaves that are full are the leaves that are full. What's going to happen is going to happen. We want the new growth. And there's a lot of new growth down here at the bottom. But this is what I reaped here, which is nice. This is enough to definitely make a sauce or maybe a Capri salad or something. All right, so I'm going to go on to the dill next. I don't know if you guys kind of shot you got at the dill here. I had to put on a little bit of an angle. But this dill's like growing like crazy, guys. It goes up against the light. So we definitely need to start, like, you know, snipping at the higher pieces for sure. And same type of deal. You know, if there's like a stem that has like something going 3 different ways, I don't want to cut it at the bottom of that stem. I want to cut it at the top of one of the 3 different stems. Like this one, for instance. I don't know if you can get a good look at this. Now, this is just 3 stems, okay? This is how we want it. We don't want to cut it down here at the bottom and just have one. That's not the way we want to do it. So we want to, like, they're all gonna regrow. So the more stems, the more, you know, fruit we're gonna reap. Or I don't know if this is really considered fruit, but whatever it is. But that's what I'm doing now, is I'm just cutting away. I'm pretty aggressive with cutting this dill because it grows like freaking crazy. The last time we did an arrow garden like this years ago, this dill grew up the ceiling. It was literally like 3 or 4 feet long, but it wasn't a very thick piece. It was like a thin piece that just kept on growing. It grabbed onto the wall somehow or something. But for the most part, I think I'm finished here with the trim. Like I said, I'm maybe a little more aggressive with this, guys, because this thing, it's just ridiculous. It's like this is growing so fast. It's constantly like growing towards the light. Like it's different. If you guys look up, I'm not an expert at this, guys. I'm just like an average person trying to start a garden in his house. So some of these things, there's some are growing faster than the other and stuff. So it's like I don't really know how all of this works exactly. I'm kind of like learning as I go. I've never had a garden before, and I've certainly never had an indoor garden. But I'm in a situation where this all made sense for me to do. There was a space here. There was there was an arrow garden, a whole bunch of tables. There was like a lot of stuff for me to work with. So it was really minimal cost for me, because generally when I start a project, I'm one of those people. I go gung-ho. I buy every single thing that you need to buy, and then then I get sick of it, and I got a bunch of equipment that I either give to somebody. I should probably sell it on eBay, but whatever. So with this garden, I wasn't just like, hey, I'm gonna get this big table and all these lights, and I'm gonna do this and that. I'm gonna turn this whole room into the biggest grow room ever. I didn't really go at it that way. I just said, let me take all the things that I got. I'm just gonna go to Amazon. I'm gonna get some seeds and a couple of basic things. Like the grow light that I use here was a gift to me. And this arrow garden is my mother's arrow garden that she didn't use anymore. I just asked her if I could have it. So in my incubator, the fish tank is my sister's boyfriend's fish tank. So I just I basically, everyone's junk became the beginnings of this garden, which is pretty cool. So I've really maybe put about $100 into this so far. Because I've had a couple of things, but basically, if you're thinking about maybe starting up something of your own, just look around, see what you have. If you don't have anything, see what you could borrow or get, and just find a small corner in your house. It could be just about in any room. The room with the most sunlight is always the best. But if you don't have a room with sunlight, just take a corner of your room, put the tinfoil around it like I do. This is like a small basement that. It's this is not the ideal growth place. So, but things are happening, as you guys can see. And I don't even know what I'm really doing for 100%. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos. I've read a couple of things. But I think this is pretty much could be a reality for all of you. But let's see what happens with my garden first before you guys get involved, if you don't want to do that first. But bottom line is, if I can get some lettuce growing, some tomatoes, and and be able to get this stuff from my basement rather than go to the store and paying ridiculous prices for organic food or just just ridiculous prices as they are. But this has become a hobby to me, and it's really exciting. So anybody who's still watching, thank you so much. And I'm going to do my best to really try to show you guys what I'm doing, so that if you do want to do it, you can kind of do it yourself without some of the other channels is a little bit complicated, you know what I mean? You start watching it, you're like, I don't know if I could do this. So I think you can do it, and you could do it probably pretty easily. So so we trimmed some dill, and I'll show you guys what I reaped from that. And this is a lot, guys. I don't know what you guys know about dill, but if you put this in potato salad, it's freaking really good. And in soup, if you're making chicken soup, oh man, chicken soup and potato salad, this stuff's great for. It's good for, you can put it on salmon, chicken. I was never really a big dill guy, but one of the delis I used to go to in Florida called 2J's used to make their potato salad with dill, and it was a little bit different than all the other places, and it was really good, So so I'm open to using it, and it smells really fresh. And maybe with some of these the cucumbers I'm growing, maybe I can make my own pickle or something like that, we'll see. But thanks for joining, guys, and I've got a whole bunch of I got a couple new projects here too that I want to show you too, and I will in the next video.